Hi guys, it's Liz here. In today's video, I want to talk about triggers and what they can teach us, and then I want to do a energy healing guided meditation type deal. So if you want to skip the first part, you can. I'll put a timestamp here, and I'll leave a timestamp down below to the guided meditation and energy clearing. But for those who want to work through, understand triggers and so on to get to that point, stick around. So what had me inspired to do this video is I was in a group call with my coach, and she wanted to talk about triggers and to really sort of feel into them to start with. So I want to share this with you because it certainly helped me. So she had us think of a situation, something that's ongoing or even something from like childhood, something that is still sort of sitting in our bodies. But she had us think of a situation that triggered us, something that brought up feeling either agitated or even, borderline angry, along those lines. For me, I'm super chill. It's really hard to piss me off, or even really irritate me, I guess. And so, but one of the triggers I know that is like 0 to 10 in a blink. If you want to piss me off, like full on rage, Hulk mode, is when someone else is victimizing someone else. So when you have someone who is victimizing someone else, that is going to trigger me immediately. So whether that's an act of racism or sexism or, harming an innocent, like a child or an animal, something like that. I mean, most people are going to be triggered by that, but that's my immediate. And so in the call with my coach, in the group call, what she had us do is think of something that triggers us, something that, makes us feel irritated or pissed off, and then to share that with the group, but the feeling of it, not just the situation, like, oh, I was in traffic and it was annoying and it pissed me off. Like really dig deep into it and really feel it and try to get the others on the call to feel what you were feeling, kind of deal. And so for me, I lost my shit. Like I broke down crying. So you may have heard of this because it was all over social media. If you don't pay attention to straight news, like I don't pay attention to the news, but I do pay attention to social media. It is what it is. And so there was this recent attack / murder on a man called Ahmaud Arbery. You may have heard of him. He was a black man who was just jogging down the street, and 2 other men thought he looked like someone who had broken into a house. They followed him in their vehicle, and then they shot him to death in the street. I'm going to try not to cry this time, because when I was talking to my coach about this, I completely lost it. I just bawling my eyes out. It was hard for me to even talk. And so I was talking about how, this isn't right, and, for obvious reasons, it's not right. And one of the reasons it was so triggering to me, because I don't know this man, I've never met him, was because I felt powerless. That was the trigger, was that I'd felt powerless. And that's how I generally feel in situations where someone is victimizing someone else, is a sense of powerlessness. And I realized coming off of that call that it stemmed back to my childhood where, yes, I went through sexual abuse and whatnot, but my main caregiver, my mom, was also a victim of physical and mental, emotional abuse. Like, she really went through it. Like, she was severely physically abused for a very long time. And I saw that. I was witness to that. And there were times in my childhood where I had father figures who would not only beat her in front of me, but would wake me up in the middle of the night out of a dead sleep and actually said to me, I had this one stepfather, father figure, abuser when I was really, really young, like 2 or 3. And I have a vague memory of this, so a big part of this story has been retold to me by my mom. And I remember being woken up in the dead of night and him saying to me, wake up so you can come see me kill your mother. I remember that. I don't remember the events afterwards, but my mom has retold this to me that, she had been tied to a chair and he was going to shoot her. And I guess I said, no, you're not going to kill my mom. I knocked the gun out of his hand, like I knocked him over. I think he was drunk, so that helped. So I might have been more like 4, because I was old enough to be able to move, like walk around and talk and understand what was happening. So it's probably more like 4 rather than 2 or 3. The point is, so I knocked him over. I think he hit his head, knocked him out, and I was able to untie her, and we got away. This wasn't the first or only time that this happened. Not even just with him, but with other father figure types. And so that, I realized, has been sitting in my body, this sense of, because I've always had this fascination with superheroes. For as long as I can remember, I wanted to be a superhero. I love superheroes, and I always wanted to be one. There was times when I was a little kid, I would dress up, as Donatello from the Ninja Turtles. He was my favorite. Or I dreamt of being Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Always really just big into that stuff. And I realized that why I'm so triggered by others victimizing other people, and that feeling of powerlessness goes back to that childhood of not just when I was being harmed, but when my mom was being harmed. And I would do everything when I was old enough. I would do everything I could to, protect her. And that still sits in my body. But there were times when, I felt powerless. I was really little. And so there wasn't much I could do a lot of the times. I would try, but unsuccessfully. Or successfully, but only after she had already taken a few hits. And so that sense of feeling powerless and, being witness to someone else harming or victimizing another person, especially one I cared about, my mom. So that still sits in there. And I realized, okay, so this needs to be cleared out of my system. I need to heal this. So my revelation, I guess, or my somewhat gratitude, if you want to say, of being triggered by that situation, is realizing that I still had this in my body. I still had this sitting in my energy body, not just affecting my psyche, but affecting my subtle body. So this needs to be cleared. And so that's why I was like, well, I don't want to just do this for me. Why not share this with others? Because I'm sure you guys are out there. Maybe you didn't experience what I experienced, but you have something that's sitting in your energy body that is still triggering you today. It still affects you today. That needs to be cleared out. So I invite you to also take a moment, maybe if you need to pause this, maybe you don't, but take a moment to think about something that really triggers you. I mean, really makes you emotional. Either it makes you cry like it did with me, or it makes you instantly angry, or, think of something that's not just, oh, well, I was mildly irritated being stuck in traffic. I mean, really look at something that is it strikes a powerful emotion with you. But try to think of something that really triggers you, gives you a powerful emotion, something that is not serving you though. This is something that I feel like is not serving me. Because it's trauma. I still want to help people. That's still good. That serves me. But the trauma of this does not serve me. And if you're also feeling some kind of, if you're triggered via trauma, that's not going to serve you. That needs to be cleared out. So think of something that triggers you, that gives you a really powerful emotion, really feel it. Okay, so make sure for this part, for the meditation, make sure that you are in a place where you're not going to be disturbed for a few minutes at least. So if you need to stop the video here and come back, or pause, or whatever, make sure, and then from there, make sure you're seated in a comfortable position, and then close your eyes. So you're in a comfortable position, your eyes are closed, and I want you to feel in your body where the trigger is, or feel where the emotion is coming from. So it might be a tightness in your chest. A lot of times for me, I feel stress in my right shoulder blade. You might feel it in your stomach. You might have a pain in your knee. Just really feel, just take a moment to really feel where this block is, where this energy is in your body. If you aren't able to locate it in your body, if you're not really in tune and able to feel it in a specific area of your body, that's okay. This is about intention. You can just bring in intention. And then if you're able to, I want you to place your hands on the area where you feel the block. Again, if you're not able to physically put your hands on the area, it's okay, just place your attention there, or your intention. And then either visualize or again, just intend to see light, golden light, or white light coming in through your head, through the top of your head. Feel it come down into your neck. And feel it come down into your chest, into your heart chakra. Through your chest, through your shoulders, down through your arms, into your hands. And feel the vibration in the palms of your hands. Again, if you don't feel this, that's okay. It's just, or if you can't visualize it, again, that's okay. Just go with intention. Your intention is to bring this energy through, this white or golden light through and into the palm of your hands, or into the area where you're feeling the block or the discomfort. So now you're going to focus your attention on the block itself, or where the discomfort is. If you see it, what does it look like? Is it a, muddy looking blob? Does it have spikes? Is it vibrating? Is it muddy? Are there black spots? What does it look like? If you can't visualize it, what does it feel like? Is it a stabbing pain? Is it tension? What does it feel like? Now visualize or feel or intend that white or golden light coming through your hands into the block. See this white or golden light absorbing into the block. Now visualize the light emanating out from within the block. And now the light has surrounded the block. So the block is now enveloped in white or golden light. Now visualize the block either disappearing or disintegrating, evaporating, and all that's left is light. When you feel ready, start to pull back the energy. So start to see the light from your hands move back up your arms, back through your chest, up your neck, back up your head, and back up out through the top of your head. Feel free to rest your hands down on your lap. Take a couple deep breaths. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So that was your energy healing guided meditation for today. I will be doing more of these energy healing guided meditations in the future. With that said, I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye.